So like with season 1, they actually gave us the reloaded patch notes a little bit early, which is kind of nice to see. So we can kind of get a chance to see what they're going to add to it and see if they leave anything out. Then when the update actually goes live tomorrow, we'll be able to jump right in. Obviously, we went over the roadmap yesterday. Super lackluster when it comes to Warzone, primarily ranked, but they do have some different changes in here that at least they're listening. We'll have to see that the changes they're making are actually fixing the problems that we've done videos about. Settings, apparently they changed it from a 1 to 20 scale to a 0.1 to 4. So you'll have to kind of look at your setting to make sure that they're good, because this should allow you to have more incremental changes, essentially 40 different incremental changes instead of just 1 to 20. So you're going to actually have a little bit more. So if you felt like, man, 7 was too high, 6 was too low, now you'll essentially be able to do 6.5 with 13 or 1.3 or something like that. However, the math will end up working out. Game update. Thank you for dropping in and joining us for the new season of Warzone experience following the launch of November. We've been working through your feedback as well as our internal data. Season 1 Reloaded brings exciting changes and improvements with more to come in the future. Season 1 Reloaded update focused on number of bug fixes, several quality of life changes, server performance, and more. We thank you for sharing your experience so far, and we're looking forward to hearing. Thank you. That's all you really need to do. Obviously, you still got to fix the problems, but this level of transparency could have been done in a tweet the day after the game dropped. Just a heads up, like for the future. People get pissed off when they feel like they're not heard. At least this saying, hey, we hear you. We're working on it. I mean, and at that point, it's like, what else can you do, right? Obviously, you can still be upset that the game doesn't work sometimes, but at least they address it. That's kind of the biggest issue. We're going to have Holiday Rush LTM, the Sleigh Ride Resurgence LTM. This one was actually kind of a fun mode. For whatever reason, it felt like it had way less SPMM, which is inherently more fun when you're playing with randoms. Playlist update. So unlocking ranked play, it comes back for the December 5th. The playlist update will go live shortly after the Reloaded, which is usually how it works. Usually if it's 10 a.m. Pacific when the playlist update goes live and the content comes out at 9 a.m. around then like 4 hours later, around 1, 2 o'clock, that's usually when you get into access to that. In order to access the mode, players will have to be amongst the top squads in at least 30 matches. And the top placement is defined as a top 6 on Resurgence or a top 15 in Battle Royale. Combination of 30 matches doing that. It will be trios, 120 players. And then competitive settings, select weapon attachments, Modern Warfare weapons, all launchers, all will be restricted. So basically it's just going to be Black Ops 6. So that's actually kind of interesting. That takes care of the raw being broken and a few other things. They're going to restrict thermal optic underbarrel launchers, barrels, specifically a CHF barrel, even though a lot of people are using that. And then fire mods, rapid fire, and Dragon's Breath. So that kind of eliminates some of the shotgun spam. Reinforcement flare, foresight, sentry gun, bird's eye, alertness, specialist, cargo truck, the Triumphant TF 250X, and big game bounties, elite contracts, proximity chat, text to chat, emotes, and gulag events. That's actually kind of like at least a good start. I know that not all those things have been GA'd or removed from the rules before, so I'm not particularly a ranked fan. I think it's great for people who want to sweat and go after it, see where their skill is. I know where my skill is. I'm a high diamond player, 36 years old. I'm good. I don't need a little icon next to my name to prove it. This year features a tighter ecosystem of weapons to choose from, particularly those from Black Ops 6. This enables a finer look at the balance ecosystem and allows us to be more responsive to competitive issues. Global weapon builds. Any global weapon builds you can create in ranked can be easily used across. Okay, so it's the same concept that we have with global. In Warzone, your rank now represents what your skill division and tier. So it'll just do the combination of that, how SR works, gain SR from winning matches and eliminating players. For those above silver rank, a deployment fee is paid up front. There is no SR penalty for deaths. Interesting. Both individuals and team performance now impact the SR you gain and lose per match. They're going to have to tune this. Obviously, this is going to be a completely different system. Some people are going to hate it. Some are going to love it. The people generally who love it are the ones that benefits. The people who generally hate it are the ones that it hurts, right? So that's generally how most changes work. If it benefited everyone, everyone would be happy. Ranked tier and SR requirements. So that's kind of how it works. Bronze, starting rank, then 900. up to 10,000. And then the SR setback. So no SR deductions, continue as is, start at gold 1. It doesn't really say what those are. Oh, this is just the... Okay, so the seasonal setback is like something you have to worry about going into season 2. So wherever you end up, it'll go ahead and push you back. If you're gold, it'll put you back to gold. If you're platinum, you'll start at platinum. Diamond or higher, you'll just kick back to diamond. Top 250, not a lot of people really have to worry about that. With the new ranked, basically depending on what type of player you kill, if they're an iridescent, you're going to get more points than if they were a bronze. And essentially how that works is if somebody's below your rank, you're only going to get 3. If they're at your rank, you get 6. And if they're 3 ranks above you, you're going to get 10. Essentially, diamond, you might be running into iridescence and get the +3. But as soon as you hear iridescent, you're always going to be at 0 or under because obviously you're at the highest rank. And then obviously starting at bronze, if you waited a couple weeks, start iridescent with your friends or play with diamonds, you're going to be able to juice super fast because every kill is essentially going to be bonus points. Award SR by placement, you're going to get bonus SR per elimination plus bonus SR for placement. So this is totally different. So if you place first place, you're going to get 10, and then you manage to get 10 eliminations, you're going to get a bonus 100 on top of that. So you're going to be able to get an insane amount. I almost feel like this is going to be too easy to gain SR. Maybe I'll be Crimson this way. Deployment fees. You only get a maximum deployment fee of 150. I wonder how that's going to work. These aren't really high deployment fees. I mean, like literally you get 3 kills in a top 10 placement. You're going to be cruising. Okay. Interesting. And there's some rewards. Luckily they changed it this year where you get the rewards as you level up. So as you hit ranked gold, you're automatically going to get the gold skin, and you already have the ranked. And then if you hit platinum, you're going to get the platinum skin automatically. And then and they've made it so that you progress, you get the rewards as you play. Players who disconnect or quit a match will face SR penalties and temporary suspension. SR forgiveness players will not lose SR under the following circumstances: your match made, your team leaves, whatever. Demotion protection. If enough players disconnect before match starts, the match will be canceled and will not count. Remaining players will return to the main menu. Demotion protection. After advancing the higher rank, receive a temporary demotion protection for the first 3 games. During this time, no SR will be lost. Party skill restrictions. Full parties can now play together, regardless of individual rank. Skill matchmaking will be based on the highest rank in the party. Party skill restrictions for 2 or 3 player parties are as follows. Bronze, platinum, no restrictions. Diamond. Okay, so if you're going to play in a duo, it may restrict you. Who they're going to pair you up with or whatever like that. So they don't want you to be like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, we're going to be carrying my friend who's a bronze. Hot streaks, cool. Social profile. Rank play icons will be added to the social profile showcasing the rank. All right. Performance enhancements. Hopefully this just solves a lot of the desync and bullet reg issues that cause people to like have conspiracy theories about skill-based damage or whatever when it's just bad connections and bad servers, right? We've implemented several updates designed to boost server performance, ensuring a smoother and more reliable experience. Buy stations. Specialist discount fire sale has been increased to 50%, up from 30%. Perk reflex, cool. Bunker buster, yeah. And then new weapons. We'll have the sniper and the shotgun and the cleaver. All right. So in season, we're going to get the XM4 and the compact 3-round burst. And then weapon adjustment. And before we jump into the weapons, they actually just tweeted something out in regards to the idle sway and the start of the ADS of the sniper rifles, as well as reductions to visual recoil, sway, and bob. This is huge. This is something kind of we've been asking for a while. For whatever reason, IW added this with MW2, and then it got carried over. Sledgehammer continued it, even though they kindly reduced it in MW3. Now they're talking about full removal of idle sway at the start of the ADS. So that means when you ADS, it'll go exactly where the dot is. This helps for a little bit more of the quick scoping. and the overall feel, and then reductions to visual. It doesn't say removal, so we'll kind of have to wait and see how good or big a change this is. But at the end of the day, at least they're making changes in this area, and eventually they'll make it to MW2 and MW3 weapons. Let's get into some of the weapon changes. And this is something that they must be listening. We want ARs to remain competitive long-range options, so we are increasing the velocity of all Black Ops 6 weapons to help with engagements at range. This will also help with bullet reg, along with buffing some AR damage ranges that were underperforming. We will continue to evaluate and adjust as needed. So these patch notes are so much easier to read. Increase range about 10 meters there, 8 meters, and then increase the range at the further and the further. Kind of all ties together. So got it both there, and that's for the AK. I still think it has a little bit of a wonky recoil pattern, but the nice thing we're seeing here is a little boost to bullet velocity. That's about 10% increase, which is nice. About 50 meters there for the aims. Also nice. I think the ASVAL has some other issues. I wish I could build it out to be a little bit more of a sniper support weapon. You can see they bumped up the meters there, and they bumped up the bullet velocity. Bullet velocity for the Goblin, the GPR, nice. And then we also have the Krig, slight buff to range. And then obviously the XM4 is like the main go-to. So they only did a little bit of bullet velocity, but the way you could build it out with the new stock is pretty nuts. So that should be good. And then the Model L, it already had a pretty good bullet velocity and low recoil. It's just a little bit slower fire rate. And I think you can get up to like 1300 on the Model L. So this should bump it up like 1500, given the fact that you may have worse recoil. Lower torso modifier got decreased. So that's a slight nerf to the STG. I don't know why, if a lot of people are using it. BP, it looks like maximum damage decrease, so they nerfed that. Decreased damage, decreased range, okay, and lowered bullet velocity. All right, so they kind of nerfed that one quite a bit. D tier gets slight nerf, nice. And all Black Ops 6 weapons reload speeds are increased by 10% for SMGs. They are listening. It just, I wish, you know, foresight. Headshot multiplier has been increased for the C9, and leg modifiers have also been increased, so it's going to just do more damage, which is kind of nice. And then the compact, boom, gets a slight buff to its range for like a third of a meter. And then the headshot, so they did boost the headshot. Headshots will now kill in one less bullet, and hitting legs or torso is less punishing. Yeah, because the problem with a lot of the SMGs, if you hit like 2 or 3 to the stomach or legs, it killed slower. So that's where it felt like there was a little inconsistency, and everyone was using kind of the Jackal, or is using the Jackal. So this is pretty cool. Striker gets a little bit of a nerf. Static also gets a little bit of a nerf. This keeps the same number of bullets to kill, makes it so you have to hit more headshots. So instead of 2, maybe 3. Light machine guns, here it goes. The goal is that adjusting ADS speed adjustment is to bring LMG handling more in line with our intended baseline values. The location multiplier changes make engagements feel more consistent. Nice. What's the ADS speed now? Cool. They shaved off 50 milliseconds. That's pretty significant, especially once you start stacking it. It could be way over 500. So this will keep it in check a little bit. Got range, boof, busted. This one's cool. The PU, it looks like a little bit the second damage range gets pushed out. But it gets nerfed on the minimum damage the furthest range. But that's partly because it's increasing the multiplier, the bullet velocity, and speeding up the gun. Nice. An XMG, which I think is the best LMG besides the RAL, is it gets a buff, slight buff, almost negligible. Bullet velocity, buff, good there. And then also the aim down sight speed gets sped up by 30 milliseconds. Wow. It gets nerfed into the ground. Holy. Hopefully, I mean, it'll probably still be broken. It was like 3 shot, 4 shot. Now it could be 5 or something. All marksman rifles had their reload speeds increased by 12%. Nice. All right, bullet velocity increases. SWAT. None of these were really like hardcore meta. I know that they had a bugged version where you could pick it up off the floor and it was full auto. Maybe that'll be aftermarket part later on. Shotguns. Reload speeds increased, Sag. And then weapons, SPX, fixing correct damage value. It will now one-shot head within its damage range. Nice, cool. SMG updated magazine sizes to be larger than 30. Okay. Oh, that's just the floor loot. Nice. Adjustment. Warzone loadout quality of life. Weapons that players infill with or respawn with no longer show a single custom loadout color. Good. There was all these pistols all around with the outline. Rather than have a weapon rarity based on the number of attachments. Nice. That works. Reduce reverb effects volume on Urzikstan. Bug fixes. Perks. Fix an issue where the custom perk packs were packs with named custom when it should be named custom perk. Fix an issue where the custom perk packs were showing a legendary rarity when it showed loadout rarity. Fix an issue with the scavenger description where it did not call out that it would provide cash. Did not call out that it provides cash. Perk will now provide. Oh, it did provide it. We tested it. It was increased. We just didn't know how much because like you'd have to find out like to make sure the person that you're killing, you know exactly how much they have. But 1,500 is decent. You kill someone, you're guaranteed 1,500 with scavenger. That's pretty good. I thought it was only 500. Fix an issue with the grenadier description. It made it reference to players removing shrapnel. The player applies a debuff that, yeah, it's an extra 5-second delay on your regeneration. So you don't have to remove shrapnel. Fix an issue with the quick fix where the health bar was not regenerating on plating and kills. That's going to move up the list for aggressive players. Fix an issue where the quick fix where inserting armor plate, downing a player, or killing a player now correctly starts health regen. Cool, that doubled it. Quick swap. Fix an issue where the default perks quick swap was not being applied to pre-match. This still applied correctly in regular match. Fix an issue causing the specialist perk package to be discounted 30 instead of 50 during the fire sale, which they already addressed. Feel like we're fix an issue where the deployable buy station field upgrade would show the incorrect icons in some situations. Fix an issue preventing the loadout drop field upgrade from appearing. Okay, camos. Fix an issue tracking under an enemy UAV. Previously, it only tracked if player eliminated the enemy who initially activated it, which was not intended functionality. This effect, the new unit camos, okay, now is correctly tracks. Boom. All the other, okay, that's good. Fix an issue causing fire range dummy to not trigger armor break sounds, which will be hit a headshot. Fix an issue unintentionally cause snipers to not one shot headshot in some scenarios in the firing range. W. Fix an issue with prevented movable dummy from properly moving to the intended weapon damage values. Others. We got to read these because we complained about a lot. Fix an issue where players would receive incorrect hit marker visuals and kill cams. W. Fix an issue that unintentionally made players swap to the wrong gun when switching weapons picking up. W. Fix an issue preventing players from leaving the match during exfil. Okay. Fix an issue causing players to get stuck in plating animation. W. Fix an issue where players would not be able to use multiple UAVs. W. I think that was specific if you were in Plunder and you're trying to do UAV spams with that wild card. Now, I guess you'll still be able to spam them. Fix an issue where buy station was showing incorrect icon. Fix an issue allowing players to duplicate payouts completing. Yeah, that one was one a lot of people were cheesing for a lot of money. Fix an issue that the ammo depot is missing on Rebirth. W. Fix an issue preventing players from properly attaching mid-air to long zip lines. Cool. Fix the numerous descriptions on weapons, attachments, gun splits after the muzzle and underbarrel refractor. I think this is specifically for MW2 and MW3 weapons where they just basically copy and pasted everything. Maybe they'll go ahead and go through that. They they copied over the stat changes that they wanted everything to be the same, but the descriptions on the weapons would be like the pros and cons of two attachments would be different, even though the actual changes would be the same. So it's just, they're aligned to now. Fix numerous descriptions. Okay, fix an issue where the icon in certain public events was flashing repeatedly. Fix an issue where the score feed persists on the HUD through death. Respawn. Fix an issue where the attachment swap pop-up now incorrectly show certain conditions. Fix an issue with the airspace is too crowded, message information would not properly display. Fix an issue with tutorial message pop-up would appear even disabled. Fix missing sound when your squad is wiped. Okay. Fix an issue with the plunder scoreboard causing cash bank to display incorrectly. Fix an issue preventing players from shooting after opening a loadout crate that was previously eliminated from going out of bounds. Okay, fix an issue causing a bounty contest widget to flash. Okay, cool. So overall, moving in the right direction. Obviously, they got a ways to go, and they got a lot of stuff to fix. I do like that it sounds like they are listening. They're acknowledging that they have kind of flopped the integration, and hopefully they're able to address these issues before the holiday. So when we got to really deal with it for a full month or going into season 2 or any of those types of stuff. And hopefully the hackers aren't going to be a huge issue. They probably will, but who knows? See you on the next one. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.